How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the new channel. The channel's name is Riding and Rambling, because that's what we're going to be doing. We're just going to be riding around, looking at the countryside and rambling about anything you want to talk about, or anything I have on my mind, or just anything in general. It could be I stumped my toe this morning, or like in this case, it's going to be about the election. So let's get to it. Like I said, today's video topic on riding and rambling is going to be the election. And you know, I'm going to try to keep it as unbiased as I can. You know, it's a touchy situation for a lot of people. But what I really want everybody to get out of this is this. No matter your affiliation, no matter whether you're a Republican, you're a Democrat, or liberal, or you're not even associated with any particular group, this election has been crazy, absolutely crazy. And the reason I'm talking about it on my channel, and the reason I'm giving it any time is very simple, actually, and honestly. The regular media like ABC, NBC, MSNBC, all those channels keep telling us that there's nothing wrong, that Joe Biden won the election. Well, Joe Biden might have won the election. That might be possible. I'm not going to say he did or he did not. That is not what this video is about. What this video is about is that there actually has been some genuine issues that have come up from this election that the mainstream media, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube itself do not want you to hear about. They censor it, they block it. There has been a lot of channels that have been shut down and the channels deleted because they refuse to be quiet about it. They put the stuff on their channels and everything. Well, I'm not saying Joe Biden did not win. I am not saying any of that. What I am saying is there is enough stuff going on that merits a looking into. And what you probably have heard is that the Trump campaign has lost 53 cases, 53 lawsuits. I'm here to tell you that that is not the case. Most of those cases were brought on by individuals, independent lawyers, and stuff like that with other agendas to try to get out there. Trump has had 3 actual lawsuits, and those 3 lawsuits, they didn't even want to talk about it. They shut the case down without ever even hearing one iota of evidence. And that's just disheartening. That's wrong. We, the American people who put forth the time to think about politics, to think about who we want to vote for and cast our ballots for, we deserve to be heard. We don't deserve to have stuff just pushed under the rug without even being heard. I mean, that's not allowing us, the voters, us American citizens, due process. Now again, I am not saying Joe Biden did not win. That's not what this video is about. What it is about is allegations that have come up, and there is evidence that supports the allegations to be heard in court and be judged, looked at, and decided upon. But what they're doing is they're just totally ignoring it. So what's going to happen is January 6th, and again, the media says Trump is all out of options. He has no recourse. He can't do anything. And that again is BS. He can go all the way up to January 20th at noon. January 20th at noon, he has to get out, or he is then trespassing, and they will lock his butt up. So he has until January 20th. With that said, technically he really has till January 6th. January 6th, the House of Representatives and the Senate adjourn. That's the new body, the ones that just got elected and everything after Christmas vacation and everything. They are now will be getting together to look at the electoral votes that were cast by each state, decide if those are correct, and verify them. And then once they're verified, they will be signed. One by the House of Representatives and one by the Senate. And the president of the Senate happens to be Mike Pence. No big deal, you know, that's just his job. That's part of being vice president. And what has happened is there's 4 or 5 states in contest that people are so upset about, where most of the allegations are coming from, and that being Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and there's one or two more, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to think of it, I'm just watching for traffic so I don't get run over and have an accident while we are riding and rambling. But what will happen, well, what has already happened, is those states tried to get their governors to ask for a special session to present the evidence showing the allegations and see if the votes are actually legitimate and if they actually need to be certified. Well, the governors didn't want no part of this. And you got to understand, these guys are in a hard spot, because the governors, the Georges, are in the governors, the judges, or anybody like that, once they show any particular side, it doesn't matter if it's the Republican side or the Democratic side, whichever one is trying to contest it, once anybody shows them any sympathy at all with the way the world is right now, that is a slap in the face, and it's a career killer. I mean, if you got any future aspirations of going from a judge to a senator, a congressman, or anything like that, you might as well kiss those aspirations goodbye, because it will in fact be held over your head. It's not supposed to be, but it will be. We know how the world works. So what's going to happen is January 6th, the electoral votes, representatives from each state will go in. Here's our votes, and typically that's the end of it. But each year there's always somebody, and like I said, the regular media will not tell you this, there's always somebody that will want to contest the results. And all they got to do is stand up on the floor, present their case, and be heard. That's what it's all about. Because let's face it, the House of Representatives and Congress, in fact, are the ones that are responsible for voting. So what will happen is, a person will get up, they'll object, they'll say why they object to it, and then they will immediately ask, okay, do you have a senator wanting to join? If you have no senator, that's the end of it. It goes no further than that. But if you happen to have a senator that is willing to stand up and contest the results as well, both parties, well, not both parties, both chambers, the House and the Senate, will go back, and they will have a 2-hour discussion looking at the so-called evidence. The so-called evidence will be presented, it will be talked about, and then if they find there is wrongdoing and that the certification in those particular states are not correct, they're not valid, that there was fraud or anything like that going on, then what will happen is they will cast new votes. What happens in those new votes is it's not like the Electoral College. You do not get 18 votes for this state, 30 votes for that state, 2 votes for this state. No. What happens is each state has one vote, and one vote only. They will cast. Whoever comes out with the most votes will earn the electoral certification. Now, why is this such a big deal? You may be asking, why is the media not covering it? Because they don't want you to know. They want you to be afraid. They want you to be scared of what's coming. Because, like I said, if it happens, it's going to be historical, number one. Like I said, every year there's a contest, every election there's a contested result from somebody. It happened in 2016, it happened in 2018, it happens all the time. It happened in 2000 with Bush versus Gore because of the hanging chads. But there was not a senator that agreed with it, so it stopped. So the House of Representatives and the Senate will go back to their chambers and look at the evidence. If they feel there's enough evidence, they will cast those independent votes. If it comes back and it's divided, like the House says one thing and the Senate says another thing, or nothing can be agreed on, then the electoral votes, as was certified by each state, will count. No changes. So no Senate, nobody, none of the media wants you to know this. They don't want They want you to just think it's all hunky-dory, just like they were saying that the stimulus package, which will be another video, was all Mitch McConnell. Well, now we know in fact that it wasn't. And I've been saying all along it wasn't, but that's a whole different story. You know, just it's been a sham ever since Trump has been elected in office. One thing after another, and they keep telling you, no, it's not, no, it's not, no, it's not. Well, later on, after they think you done forgot about it, they start saying, well, okay, well, actually, yeah, it was. Case in point, Hunter Biden. And I'm not going to get into this in depth, I'm just pointing this out. You remember during the election debates on TV, sorry, had to think a minute, the election debates on TV, Trump would bring it up, and Biden would say, no, there's 50 former federal so-and-so that has looked into it and says there's no wrongdoing, yada yada, there's no investigations, there's no this, there's no that. Well, now after the election is over, well, guess what? Lo and behold, now they can't hide it because Hunter Biden has been under investigation since 2018. That's right. He's been under investigation for 2018. And all this time we've been lied to. And you know, that's just wrong. To be censored, to be talked over, to be told to shut up when you're sitting here telling the truth. And social media and big tech, like I said, Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, censoring you, shutting you up, not letting you have your voice is just wrong. And I just totally disagree with that. But anyhow, I wanted to put this out there for you because a lot of people think it's over. A lot of people think that there's nothing to go by. A lot of people think it's fake. A lot of people have been lied to, wronged, and I think my subscribers deserve to know the truth. You can look for yourself independently. You can watch other news outlets rather than the MSNBC, ABC, CBS, all them. You can watch other news channels included with this and use the two to piece together what your common sense tells you is right or wrong. That's what I normally do, because you normally have the left, you normally have the right, and the truth is always somewhere in between. So you can watch, like I said, the mainstream, and then switch over to like Newsmax if you can get it, or OANN or something like that, and you've got the right, you've got the left. Now you could pick and choose bits and pieces and figure out which part you believe. But by God, don't believe just what you're told flat out. You can look on YouTube, and this is what I always do. Anytime the media gets on there and slams a congressman, doesn't matter left or right, a congressman, a senator, the president, or whatever, they'll show you a little 3-second snippet, and then they will put their spin on it. They will put their narrative on it. And that's all you get to see. That's all you get to hear. And, you know, a lot of people are busy with work, with taking their kids to school, you know, after school events, stuff like that. And now we have Christmas upon us and all that. And they will just run with it. They will believe whatever that is said. No, do not do yourself that injustice. There's so many other places. You can actually go to Facebook and look up anything you want to know about. Like if you saw Mitch McConnell was holding up the stimulus package, you know, they'll tell you that, and then they'll put their spin on it. Don't just believe that. Go on YouTube, go on the computer, on the internet, go on Facebook, watch the videos, watch the actual debates about the stimulus, and then you will learn who is actually telling the truth and who is flat out lying. And that'll probably be my next video, so I'm gonna stop it with that one because I went on long enough. But I just want you to be aware, the media is not your friend. Cuomo over at CNN said that himself. The media is not your friend. They're not here to do you a service. They're there to make money, pure and simple, for whoever owns their news organization. So don't believe just whatever they say. Don't believe it at face value. You owe it to yourself before you go cast a vote, before you go open your mouth and try to slam somebody, before you go talk to a relative or anything, before you even go to bed. You owe it to yourself to know the truth. You know, a great man once said, the truth will set you free. And I totally agree with that. But it burns me up more than anything to be lied to. It really does. And that's all that's been happening. So I started watching videos on YouTube. I started watching the actual hearings in Georgia, the hearings in Michigan, the hearings in Pennsylvania, seeing the evidence that they put forward, hearing the testimony from the cyber experts and all that. Now I know that I and you have been lied to. I now know that I have to do my due diligence on anything to figure it out anymore, because you can't just trust the left. You can't just trust the right source of media. You just can't do it anymore. It's so political. Everything is so political now. It's mind-boggling, and we owe it to ourselves to know the truth. So I'm gonna end this writing and rambling with that. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to continue doing this. Please leave in the comments below your ideas, your thoughts. Like I said, I'm not saying Joe Biden won. I'm not saying Joe Biden lost. You can leave it up to your own self to figure out that part. That's not what this video was about. This video was about just saying, don't believe what you've been told and let everything play out. Don't get all worked up into a tizzy. Don't get worked up into a riot to where you want to fight somebody. You know, it's your option, your legal right, and your right in general. If you want to go out and protest, by all means do it. Just don't go burning down somebody's business, breaking windows or something like that, and look for the truth. That's all you got to do. And until next time, next video, like I said, the next one will probably be about stimulus. And that's really all I can say about it. Just, you know, it's not over. The truth is coming one way or the other. If they do certify Biden as the winner, and he really wasn't, the truth will come out later. If he really was, the truth will come out later. And we'll leave it at that. And we'll see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Please leave any comments below, any ideas you want to talk about, anything you want to hear about. And we'll see you in the next one. I really do appreciate it.